Hello class 10th students. I am sure you are doing your work, and in this class you are doing all your homework at time which is given to you on these online classes. And remember, these online classes, every teacher is working really hard with the guidance of our director sir. So if you are not doing your work, then you are not doing proper justice to whatever hard work that is being done. So if you are doing your work, that is very good, and we really appreciate your time and devotion also towards studies. Okay, so in this video I am going to talk about coordinate geometry, and this is introduction to coordinate geometry. So in your book, the coordinate geometry is chapter number 9. Okay, so I am telling you this is the chapter coordinate geometry, and the chapter that we are doing is not 7, it is 9. Okay, so in your book the chapter is 9. So first let us see some introductory definitions of this. So first definition is here. See, two important words that has come up here, and the words are abscissa and ordinate. So what are abscissa and ordinate? Abscissa is the x coordinate. What is abscissa? The x coordinate. Suppose we have this point, say for example point 3, 9. Okay, now in this point 3, 9, what is abscissa? Abscissa is 3, and what is ordinate? 9. So first of all you should know this. Okay, and then how to plot them on the coordinate plane, that also you should know, plotting the points on the coordinate points. And if you know how to plot them, then we can start with this. Okay, now in general, the first formula that is important for class 10th view is this formula, which is known as the distance formula. So I am talking about this formula. Which one? Look at this formula. I am writing here distance formula. This formula is very important, because if you know distance formula, then you can do a lot of questions in first exercise. Okay, so what is the distance formula? Say for example, we'll take an example here. See, in this diagram there is one point A and another point, this point A. So I'm going to mark this point as A. Okay, this point is A and this point is B. So we are going to ask you what is the distance AB. Now if you make a right angle triangle, then from right angle triangle it is very simple. Look at this. This distance AB is whatever this, suppose this is AC square plus BC square from Bodine theorem. This is the concept behind distance formula. Okay, so we'll use this concept to understand the distance formula. Now suppose if two points are on the same axis, then the distance between them is very simple. Suppose now we have 2 points, one is this 4, 0, another is 6, 0. They are on the x-axis. Then just subtract 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. So distance between A and B is 2 units. This is direct. Similarly, distances on the y-axis between 2 points. Suppose C and D are on the y-axis, and C and D are on the y-axis. The distance is 8 minus 3, and 8 minus 3 is 5 units. So this is also very simple to understand. Okay, but we need a general formula, so we'll take two more examples here. And suppose the point are on, one is on the x-axis, another on the y-axis. Then how will you solve this? So one point O is on the x-axis and C is on y-axis, and we have to find the distance AC. So see, point A, the coordinates are 4, 0, and point C, the coordinates are 0, 3. So the point distance AC square, as you can understand, is equal to what? It is written here 3 square plus 4 square. Look at this, 3 square plus 4 square. So we are getting 3 square plus 4 square is root 25, which is 5 units. This is how you are going to understand the distance formula. Okay, now in general also we have to find, suppose the 2 points are in the same quadrant, but they are not on the x-axis and the y-axis, then how will you find the distance? So we will have to understand like this. Look at this points, one is Q point, another is point P, and we are trying to find the distance PQ between them. So how will you find PQ between them? So first you have to understand that the x coordinate here is 6 and x coordinate here is 4. So subtract them. 6 minus 4 is 2. So this distance is, look at this triangle again. So this triangle we are looking at. So where is distance? Which distance we are talking about? So this distance PT is 6 minus 4. Okay, and similarly this distance QT is 8 minus 6. Okay, and then we can square the two and get the answer. So how you got the answer? Let us understand from this. Here look at this. So PT is also 2 and QT is also 2. So if PT is 2 and QT is 2, this is 2 and this is 2. So what is 2 square plus 2 square? 4 plus 4, 8, and square root of 8 is 2 root 2. So this is how we get the answer. And similarly the 2 points can be very further away. They can be in different quadrants altogether. One is, for example, in this example, one is in first quadrant and another is third quadrant. So how will you find the distances? Again we can use a formula, or without formula we have to find this. Then look at this distance PQ. So we have to square PT, this distance, and QT, this distance. So PT can be found like this. If you understand, x coordinate here is 6 and x coordinate here is minus 5. So since it is on the negative side, it will be added. So x coordinate will be total 11 units. And y coordinates for this we have to find QT. So y coordinate here is 4 and here it is minus 3. So y coordinate will be 4 minus 3, that is 4 plus 3 is 7. So now we will just square and add them. 11 square plus 7 square. So see, where is 11 square plus 7 square? Here it is 11 square plus 7 square. As you can see, this is 11 square plus 7 square. So 121 plus 7 square is 49, and if you add them you will get 170 and take the square root. So this is how you use the distance formula, but this is not the derivation. So derivation will come in this diagram. In this diagram, if you see it very carefully, we have taken 2 points in general, that is P is x1 y1 and Q is, suppose this is point P, this is point P and this is point Q here. Okay, this is point Q. So what are the coordinates of P? Coordinates of P are x1 y1, as you can see, and similarly the coordinates of Q are x2 y2. So what diagram is trying to understand? If you find the distances QT and PT here, then the work is easily done. So we need to find the distances. Which distances? These distances QT. Okay, let's understand this distance here. This distance here is QT and this distance here is PT. So we need to find these two distances. So how will you find these two distances? See, if I do something like this, from x2 I subtract x1. Okay, so from x2 if I subtract x1 and from y2 I subtract y1, I will get x2 minus x1. And where is x2 minus x1? Okay, understand it on the diagram. This distance here is x2 and this distance here is x1. So PT is x2 minus x1, PT is x2 minus x1, and similarly QT is y2 minus y1. So if you have these two distances, we will just square them and add them and take the square root. We will get a general formula for our distance, and this is known as distance formula here. So this formula that we are looking at is the most important formula till now, and this is x2 minus x1 whole square and y2 minus y1 whole square, and this is our distance formula, and that is what I have taught you in this video. That is, we have to understand what is distance formula. So you should understand distance formula and try to learn it, and then there are so many questions based on this which we can solve. Okay, so if you have understood the formula, then it's very good, and I hope this will help you in solving a lot of questions, right? So see you in the next class.